Hello, friends. It is May 12th, and it is time for Wednesday Connections. I was just thinking the other day of all of the weddings that we typically would do in the summertime and how so many weddings now that we're being invited to are being done partially virtually. They've got, a smaller group invited to the ceremony, but the larger community that they have invited is done through virtual. And so I just was thinking about that, musing about that. And then I got to thinking about some of the wonderful passages of scripture that we're invited to read for that. And this one, so I want to read with you. This is one that is always seems to be always used at a wedding, and it is from First Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. Words that I'm sure you are familiar with. So listen with me. It is entitled "The Gift of Love." Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. I really love that little portion of scripture that reminds me of weddings, but it also reminds me of we have been spending these last 4 to 5 weeks in worship, focusing on the 5 values that we identified as a congregation that we believe describe us, that we believe we want to continue to focus upon in our life together. And when this coming Sunday is the fifth one, which is being Christ in the community and world. And when I think about being Christ in the community and world, I can't help but think about the compassion that God invites us to work from that inner place of compassion that we are all invited to work from, rather than obligation and all of those other things, or this is the right thing to do, so I'm just going to do it. But the compassion that is ingrained in us, that is a part of our inner being, that is how we are called to serve and to be Christ in the community and world. So I found a beautiful little devotion in my Henry Nouwen book that's entitled Compassion and Service, being sustained from within. And I love it because it speaks to how you and I, what motivates us to do the work of service that we do when we're giving, in whatever way that is right now. So I want you to listen to these words from Henry Nouwen and apply them to that final value that we will focus on this coming Sunday, being Christ in the community and world, and also the love that we are called to give. Henry Nouwen says, service does not spring from need. The ability to extend ourselves on behalf of others comes from the quiet place. Nouwen reminds us that compassion is the fruit of solitude and the basis of all ministry. Because it is love rather than duty that should motivate us, love's fragile nature needs to be carefully nurtured. The place of ministry will not sustain love's call for inner renewal. For service is love extending itself outwardly to others. Service is love giving itself away. And it is only in solitude that love finds itself again, springing up from within us as we are nourished by the great lover. Excuse me. All of this is not to suggest that service cannot also feed us. It frequently does. We can be tremendously encouraged by serving others and helped by that. But that of itself will not be enough to sustain us. For not only can ministry also be disappointing, but we cannot live off the well-being and blessings of others, not even those we are helping. Being sustained from within. I love that part of the idea of being Christ in the community and world. You might be wondering, at the end of these 5 values that we have been focusing on, and this coming Sunday is the 5th Sunday, will be the final Sunday of focusing. What is next? What are we going to do next? And what we will be doing is on the 23rd, which happens to be Pentecost Sunday, we will celebrate Pentecost. And at 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., in place of our Zoom fellowship hour, we will have a value talking about our values, but also we will have what we call a town hall Zoom meeting. And all of the members of our administrative council will be on that call, and all of our congregation is invited to be on that call. As we, as administrative council, shows you what we are going to propose our congregation do for the future of our church to move us into a bright and sustainable future. So I want to make sure that you have that written on your calendar. It is May 23rd. It is Sunday, May 23rd. It is Pentecost Sunday. It'll be from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We will have a town hall Zoom meeting. And the link we will be using is the same link we've been using for our coffee fellowship hour. It'll be that very same one. You'll hear more. We'll be putting emails out and different ways of communicating with you. So you'll hear more about that soon. But I want to make sure you have that on your calendar. When I think about being sustained from within so that you and I are working from a place of compassion and care in our service to others and in our being Christ in the community and world, when I look into the United Methodist hymnal as we have every Wednesday, the song that really brings me back to that place of inner sustaining is a song called Breathe on Me, Breath of God. It is on page 420. It is a beautiful meditative song, and I ask you to please turn to that if you have a Methodist hymnal and to sing it with me. And actually sing it as a prayer so that God is breathing upon us. Breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew, that I may love what thou dost love, and do what thou wouldst do. Breathe on me, breath of God, until my heart is pure, until with thee I will one will to do and to endure. Breathe on me, breath of God, till I am wholly thine, till all this earthly part of me glows with thy fire divine. Breathe on me, breath of God, so shall I never die, but live with thee the perfect life of thine eternity. As we continue to invite God's Spirit with us as we serve and strive to be Christ in our community and the world, I invite you to be very intentional about that. And remember that compassion is always the place that we lead from. It is so good to be with you. I love being with you, and I can't wait. We are so close to being together in person. We are working real hard to get that all in place. So I invite you to continue to be good to one another, reach out to one another, and be compassion to one another and compassion to our community and our world. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.